life, I was incomplete. Yeah, I know I got bad trust issues, but I'm trying to live in the moment, cause you can't take it with you. Peace, guys. Welcome back to ZENSFXHUB, where fundamentals are simplified. I know that I was supposed to give you guys my market breakdown video yesterday on Sunday before the market opened, but I actually dedicated this weekend to spending time with my lady and my little sister. I just really trying to find a balance between work, and grinding and trading and music, and actually going to my financial opportunity to spending quality time with family, right? Because that's super important, right? So I just want to dedicate my time to them. And I also did DoorDash all day yesterday. And I went dashing because I actually want to purchase another funded account. So my mentality was I want to fish for what I want to eat, right? So yeah, that's the reason why I didn't give you guys the video. But I'm here now. I'm at FO, as you guys can see. And yeah, I'm gonna give you guys the market breakdown now. Okay, so before we get into the breakdown, for those who don't know, I am an artist. I make music. That's my first passion. Trading is my second passion. And I just dropped a new project called Feel the Vibe. And it's a 4-song EP. And it's nothing but vibes on here. I'll go ahead and play a snippet that I did with my lady. For the vibe. Yeah. You come to mash up the place now. Wine for me, body, move your waist now. Come to mash up the place now. Alright, so that right there is available on my YouTube channel. All you have to do is type in Z3NSOUL and it'll take you right to my YouTube channel. This week you can find all my music. I have a bunch of vlogs for you guys to watch. Like, I just got some really super dope stuff if y'all want to tap in, okay? So going back to charts. Okay, so we got a pretty hefty week ahead of us, guys. We got the Bank of Japan finally telling us what are they gonna do, right? Remember in my other market breakdown videos, I was telling y'all that I'm going to be buying EJ, CJ, and UJ until the Bank of Japan tells me otherwise, right? And this is the week where I may get that information that I'm looking for, right? To see whether the yen futures want to continue down or whether it wants to go back up, right? So we got the policy rate coming out. So that's going to let us know whether they're going to be doing rate hikes or rate cuts, right? And then we got the monetary policy statement coming out. And that would just pretty much tell us, right? These two things right here would tell us the direction that the Bank of Japan is headed towards, right? And I'm going to talk a little bit about the Bank of Japan in a little bit, but let me just get through this, right? We also have this article coming out for consumer confidence. I'm not going to say it's not that important, but I just like to read up on articles just to, number one, keep my mind fresh and just to see what analysts are saying about the U.S. economy. We got job openings coming out as well. So this is for Tuesday. Wednesday, we have another conference coming out for Bank of Japan, so I'm definitely tapping into that as well. We got CPI, so we're gonna see whether the euro is gonna start doing rate cuts or rate hikes, and we'll talk about not even rate hikes but doing rate cuts, and we'll talk about that in a minute. We got GDP coming out for Canada. We have the U.S., their statement, the same thing with the Bank of Japan, we have with the U.S. Whether they're going to do a rate cut, is that coming? What do Powell wants to do, which is the head of the Fed chair, Jerome. He's the head of the Fed chair, so he's the one that be speaking on the panel whenever they have like live conferences and stuff like that. So this will let us know the direction that the U.S. is going to go. Whether they're going to do rate cuts in September, whether we get one tomorrow, Wednesday, we just don't know. So this week is going to be pretty hefty, right? Then on Thursday we got PMI coming out, which is not nothing too crazy. And then on Friday we got NFP average hourly earnings, and we got unemployment rate. So this week is looking like a sideline week. This week looks like I'm about to take my starting five and sit them down and let them drink a little bit of water before we fuck up the markets again, because this week it's just really gonna set the tone, right? And I just want to say this real quick. As a swing trader, right? Let's forget about fundamentals. As a swing trader, You have to be patient. That's number one. That's rule number one. Rule number one of being a swing trader, you have to be patient. And I'll do another video on that later this week on things that you need to have to in order to be a swing trader. But the first most important thing is you have to be patient. There'll be times where you have to wait 2 weeks for a retest to happen because you're waiting for the retest to happen on a monthly time frame. And I'm a perfect example of that, right? You guys see every single trade that I take. I share it with you guys every Friday. So y'all know every single trade that I take. If y'all go look at the last 2 weeks, I have not touched CJ. I have not touched EJ. I have not touched UJ. Why? Because I was waiting for them to retest. Feel me? So you gotta be patient. Now, when you add the fundamental part, sometimes, right, this is how the fundamentals work. There are moments where the news will come out and the markets react immediately, right? But then there are moments where the market won't react until a week or two after. And one thing that I noticed, right, really tapping in to fundamentals is when you have the first 2 weeks of a month will set the tone for the rest of that month, right? Even the first week, right? Because the first week or two of a month is super hefty, right? You got a lot of things coming out. You got a lot of things dropping. And that sets the tone for how the rest of the week, rest of the month is going to play out, right? And then you have moments where the first month of each quarter, that will set the tone for how the quarter. So July was the first month of the third quarter. Remember, there are 4 quarters in 1 year. Every 3 months is a quarter. So July, August, September, those 3 months equals the third quarter, okay? And then the fourth quarter is October, November, December. So the July is really setting the tone for how the rest of this quarter is going to play out. We got some really crazy things ahead of us this week, even next week, and then a bunch of talk about, I'll wait to get in that. But like I was saying, right? Sometimes you have to be patient and wait for the data to actually play out before you decide to get in for the trade, right? Have I traded the news? Yes. Have I made money? Yes. Have I lost money? A lot, right? Because it's like you're trying to predict what the market is going to do, and you'll get wicked out, and it'll go in the direction that you thought, or you won't get wicked out. You'll get wicked out, and it won't go in the direction that you thought. So it's best to just stay on the sideline when it comes to the news. Sometimes it's not worth trading it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the charts. I'm excited, right? Starting with the euro, I'm staying away. Ain't shit going on. I'm not even going to waste my time. The only thing I will say is the fact that we have the information coming out for the US, right? So that information would definitely let us know the direction that we want to go. And then we also have the euro doing rate cuts as well. Like, you got the euro out of my pairs that I trade. The euro, the US, and Canada are all talking about doing rate cuts, right? So I don't know if they're waiting, because the euro, they did rate cuts. They did, for the last 2 months, they did 2 consecutive rate cuts, right, in Canada. The euro hasn't done a rate cut yet, and I'm not too sure if the euro's waiting for the Fed to actually do a rate cut, or whether they're going to do the rate cut before, and then the Fed is going to fall in line and follow. That's the only thing I don't know, right? That's something I'll have to see as time goes on. So we got 2 countries up against each other that are both deciding to do rate cuts. And this is exactly why you see on the higher time frame, you see the euro bouncing in between 2 levels, because it's not really a clear direction on which one, where they're going to go, right? Like, for example, if we go back into time, you see this downtrend. This was during the time when the US was doing
C32 to C4 tour completed.
10-4. So this downtrend that we had on the euro when it reached parity and it went down to $1, the US was doing rate hikes. Inflation was at 9%. So the US economy was booming, right? So that caused the euro to shoot down. So as of right now, the US is not really booming as much. They're talking about doing rate cuts. So that decreases the value of the US dollar, right? From foreign investors' perspectives. So this is why you see them bouncing up between 2 levels. This is why I'm staying away. It's just nothing. It's nothing for me to trade. There's nothing as a swing trader. What the fuck am I getting in on? Nothing, right? So let's move on. I'm not even gonna waste my time. Now, when it comes to my euro pairs, now I'll dive a little bit deeper for the fundamentals for the yen, right? for my euro pairs. I mean my yen pairs, my UJ, CJ, and EJ. Okay, back in March, the yen, right? The Bank of Japan decided to do their first rate hike that they haven't done in like over 10 years. Okay, so they did their rate hike, and instead of the market reacting in a bullish way, the yen's futures actually fucking dropped dramatically, right? So it went down, right? And then not only did it go down that day they did the rate hike, it kept continuing to go down and it made new lows. Okay. So we are, it's kind of iffy, right? Because here we have the euro, Canadian dollar, and the US dollar, right? Here we have Europe, Canada, and the United States all talking about doing rate cuts. And then now you have the yen who wants to increase the value of their currency, who potentially may do another rate hike, right? Going up against that. And like I said, back in March when they did their rate hike, it actually devalued their currency, right? So could that play out again? Absolutely. There's a absolute chance that we'll see the yen futures drop on Tuesday on some crazy shit. Then there's a chance that we'll see it go up. I'm not here to predict anything. The only thing that I could do is collect the information. Hurry up. 10-4. The only thing that I can do is collect the information, right? Put it with my technicals and how I view the market, and try to get in for the best possible play that's presented to me. So as of right now, I'm staying away from UJ, CJ, and EJ because I want to see what the yen is going to do, right? And on top of that, right, let's dive a little bit deeper. So the Bank of Japan, what they decided to do, I watched a bunch of videos over on Friday, right before the market closed, and I just was doing some research on exactly where the yen is headed, right? And the Bank of Japan actually purchased a bunch of bonds, right? They took their currency and they purchased a bunch of their bonds to try to increase the value of their currency for it to like start to rise. And as you can see, if we go ahead and go to the yen's futures, we see it got a little push to the upside from them deciding to do that. So let me break it down to you guys, right? Bonds is something that people can invest in, right? And the person that's invested in those bonds receive money back on top of their initial investment. And when people buy bonds, when government buy bonds and stuff like institutions buy bonds, it increases the value of that currency, right? So this is what Japan was trying to do. And let me give you guys an example for those who may be feeling lost, right? Let's say, for example, I buy a bond for $1,000, right? So I give the government $1,000, right? They give me my bond, right? And when you purchase a bond, it comes with a contract of an expiration date. So your bond could be, a year, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, 12 years, like stuff like that, right? Just an example, right? And so let's say I hold my bond for 5 years. So in return, I get back a certain percentage of holding my bond for those 5 years, on top of me getting back my initial investment of $1,000. Okay, so the more people that buy bonds, the more of that country value is going to go up. That currency is going to go up. So that's what Japan did, and this is why we're seeing this little uptrend on the yen's future. Now, is that enough? That's the question. Is that enough? Them doing that plus doing another rate hike, is that enough for us to see the yen push up, causing UJ, CJ, and EJ to continue to go down? That's the question. And this is what we hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully this is what we're gonna find out on Tuesday once they put out their statement and once we get their rate decision, right? So as of right now, on my trade on UJ, I'm on a standstill because I'm not gonna lie to you. From a technical standpoint, this is absolutely sexy. From a technical standpoint, first of all, if I even go on a monthly time frame, look at this shit, right? We have a beautiful uptrend, right? So we have a beautiful uptrend, higher high, higher low, higher high, 10-4. So we got a beautiful uptrend, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And this right here, my friends, could be creating another higher low before we continue to the upside. So this right here is looking amazing technically, right? Technically, technically, this looks super amazing. Like, if I was impatient, if I was just trying to hurry up and get in for a trade, I would have been gotten this and I would have bought, right? But why would I do that if I know that the yen is about to come out with some information that could potentially make this shit go drop, drop, right? Even come down to the 61% fib level. So this is why I'm like, you know what? Let me just be patient. Let me stay away, because like, this is nice, but again, it's just not the technicals. It doesn't align with my fundamentals, because I don't know what direction they're going, right? They're saying that we might get a rate hike. This is what they're saying, right? They're saying that the Bank of Japan is going to do a rate hike. But anything can happen. Just like how we supposed to get a rate cut. The Fed was supposed to do a rate cut the first quarter of the year. Didn't happen. Then they said, okay, it's going to be the second quarter. Didn't happen. Now they're saying, okay, we're going to do it in September. Is it going to happen? I don't know. Now they're saying, then some people are saying we're gonna get 2 rate cuts. Some people are saying we're going to get 3. Some people are saying we might get a rate cut this week. We just don't know. And it's not your job to know. Your job is to research, figure it out, take notes, right? Analyze the markets, analyze the articles, tap in to these press conferences, tap into the articles that come out from official sites, right? Not just people giving their opinion. The official sites. Read, right? Figure out and then collect your data and then make a decision based on that. That's what I'm going to do this week. That's all I'm going to do, right? So it's on the sideline with UJ. As of right now, technically, I'm bullish on just looking at this chart. I'm bullish on UJ, and until the yen, until the Bank of Japan proves me otherwise, right? When it comes to silver, staying away from silver. I'm still bullish on silver, and I'm still bullish on gold, only because there's so much fucking uncertainty going on right now around the world, and not on top of that in the U.S. The fact that we are definitely going to get a rate cut. When it's going to happen, that's the question. The fact that we're going to get rate cuts in the U.S., this is good for silver. This is good for gold, because like I said, foreign investors, right? They want to put their money into places where their money is safe. The US dollar is considered a safe haven, right? Gold, silver, copper, these are considered safe haven assets. But when you have the US, right, the US dollar saying like, hey, we're going to be cutting back rates, we're lowering inflation, that's going to spook foreign investors and say, hey, fuck that, we're going to put our money into this. And this is why we see silver shooting up all year. This is why we see gold make new highs, right? Silver didn't make new highs, but it's been on an uptrend all year. Gold actually make new highs, right? So as of right now, I'm on a standstill, and I want to dive a little bit, and I'm going to go in on this video. This video is going to be kind of long, right? Because I'm giving you guys really good information. Take notes, okay? So one thing I noticed, right, is that I if you go look at my video I posted up on Friday on my top tier challenge, right, and how I went down and percentage, like I went from 6% to 4.2 or 3, something like that. I took a L on gold and silver, right, and what I noticed was I should have let the market I should have waited. I should have been satisfied with my profits from the week before, waited for the market to correct itself, right? Because what I noticed, right, and I'll go ahead and show you guys gold. I'll go back to silver in a minute, right? If I go back into time, right, whenever gold makes new highs, it gives us a deep correction to the downside, right? Another one. Then we got a deep correction to the downside. So we got another one right here. So this means that gold could potentially give us a deep correction before continuing up to the upside, right? Or it can just stop where it's at right now, give us a small correction and then continue, right? So these two things are options, right? Don't get me wrong, but this is something that I didn't pay attention to, and that's okay, because again, it's okay to make mistakes in anything that you do because you get to learn and get to know how to maneuver. So now with me realizing this, right, I'm like, okay, cool. Gold makes new highs, give us a deep correction, consolidates for a little bit, shoots back up, right? So we could potentially see that, right? We could get a nice deep correction to the downside, consolidate for a little bit before continuing up. And it still doesn't take away from the fact that gold is going to continue to make new highs this year. I have a feeling we can see gold get to 2600, even $2,700 this year before the end of this year is over. Talking all this fire making me thirsty. Right? So just please keep that in mind. Again, we are fundamental swing traders, right? We are swing traders. Let's take the fundamentals out. We are swing traders. So that means when we wait for retracements, when we wait for retests to come, we're getting them. We're getting deep ones. Now, can you get it for a sell and write it down? You go right ahead. But me as a swing trader, I want to trade with the trend. I don't give a fuck if this shit drops down 1,000 pips and I could have profited off 1,000 pips. That's not me. I'd rather it come down 1,000 pip and then catch 2,000 to the upside and get in for a sniper ass trade, right? So that's one thing that I didn't take into account, and that's why I took those L's on gold last week and on silver, because they like to do deep retracements. And then on top of everything that's going on right now, the uncertainty that's going on with the US, and there's some other stuff, right, that I wrote down that I'm going to share with you guys. This video is really good. This is the best video I think I put out, right? So last week we had Biden dropped out of race, right? Biden dropped out the presidential race, and he said he's supporting Miss Harris, right? So now we have Trump going up against Kamala, whatever her name is. Now we have Trump going up against her, right? Then on top of that, Trump came out and made a statement. He said Taiwan pretty much took over the semiconductor industry, and they took it from the US. If you don't know what the semiconductor industry is, it pretty much is the chips that create, certain technologies for AI, right? Like to make your PC work, to make your game work, to make the graphics in your in movies, all that stuff, all that comes from chips, right? And that's what the big producers behind those chips is Taiwan, China, all the Asian countries, right? So Trump came out and made that statement like, yo, y'all took the industry from us, and I'm not fucking with that, right? So that right there made the markets go a little bit crazy. It was kind of like, yo, Trump out here bugging. And one thing, I don't know if I said this to you guys before, but one thing I remember hearing from Swaggy and from other traders was when Trump was president, whenever he spoke about some shit, the markets went crazy. And they called it the Trump effect, right? Because whenever he says something, markets go banana, right? So when he made that statement about Taiwan, people felt like, okay, are we gonna see a decrease in the tech space when it comes to stocks? Like, what's going on? Like, what was the purpose of him saying that, and how, if he becomes president, how is he gonna approach to fix this problem, right? So we had that pop up, him popping shit about to Taiwan, right? Then we had a power outage throughout the U.S. Some of you guys weren't affected by it. I was affected by it when I was at FO. Even in my town, certain gas stations weren't working. Airports shut down. People were stuck in the airports because they couldn't fly. A bunch of shit happened, right, with the power outages going on. So that's right there. It's kind of spooky. It's some shit going on. I'm telling you, it's some shit going on, right? And then what? I can't even read my possibility. Okay, yeah, and I wrote, there's a possibility that Bank of Japan might raise borrowing costs in the upcoming meeting. So pretty much raise interest rates, right? So again, it's just so much going on, and with all that going on, gold is I want to say a universal currency, right? Silver is, right? Because you could take gold anywhere in the world and use it to pay for food, to pay for shelter, to pay for water, things that you need and things that you want, right? So it's just so much shit going on right now that I just want to sit back, relax, and just enjoy the show and get in for some beautiful trades, guys. If you guys just stay patient, right? Let the market come down, recorrect itself, figure it out, find its feet. If you do that, I promise you right now, a lot of you guys can pass your funded challenges. A lot of you guys can start making money if you're trading on your personal account. A lot of you guys can become better traders. If you just listen to what I'm saying. All right, so gold and silver, I'm on the sidelines. Again, we could possibly be getting some deep corrections on gold and silver. And the deeper the correction, the better the snipe is. Because if we get a nice deep correction, that means we can buy to the upside. On gold side, we can ride it up to new highs. And on silver side, we could potentially come up to this $34, $41 level. Okay, and these be the biggest trades I be taking. These are the trades that I be catching like $900, $1,200, $1,100 trades on. You feel what I'm trying to say? So on the sideline, I'm just gonna let them do what they want to do. Now, when it comes to my yen pairs, again, I'm on the sideline. Like I said, technical wise, like on EJ, right? We on the monthly. EJ, it's right here on this monthly time frame. On monthly time frame, monthly target, right? It's right here. Again, technical wise, my yen pairs are beautiful. My yen pairs are beautiful, right? I could buy here and take profit here, take profit here, take profit. Like, it's just beautiful. It is. But again, I just want to figure out the direction that Japan wants to go. That would determine how I set up my yen pairs. Okay, so I'm just waiting right now. I'm on the sideline. Now I do have two trades open. I have a trade open on US 30 and NAS 100. These are the two trades that I'm in, and I showed you guys this on Friday, right? So these are the two trades that I'm in right now. A bearish dollar is good, obviously, for NAS and US 30 for the stock market. So yeah, I'm just patiently waiting. And if I show you guys these two trades that I'm in right now, these are it, right? Only got two things open, and I'm getting to know these pairs, right? That's why you see these small little lot sizes. I'm getting to know them, right? I don't know. I have my currency pairs that I trade. I got my commodities, and now I want some indices. So I don't know if I want to trade both. I don't know if I want to stick to NAS or stick to US 30 or just trade both of them, right? I'm just having fun as a trader. I'm taking a step at a time, and I'm allowing myself to reach new heights, right? Because I never thought it would be a day where I would be having a trade on US 30 and NAS 100. So I'm on the sideline right now with majority of my pairs just holding these two, right? If I go ahead and show you the DXY, again, the DXY just looks real ugly right now. I mean, only thing that's really available here is these two options, whether it wants to go down or whether it wants to go up. That's about it. It's not really much that we can get on the DXY, right? On the dollar. I definitely know that the information that we get, this week will let us know the direction that the US wants to go, whether we're gonna have a bearish dollar or a bullish one. 10-4. So the market can just come up a little bit, start making the little higher highs and higher lows, and then continue to the upside. And then that right there would give us a deeper correction on things like gold and silver. We could see UJ possibly go up. So yeah, it's just a bunch of just sticking on the side, man. Staying on the sideline. Same thing with here, right? If I go to the monthly time frame, even on the monthly, we still got some room for this thing to go up, right? So this is what I'm looking at for the markets. I trust that this video helped you. I trust that this information that I gave you helped. If you find any value in this, please like, subscribe, share. Let's get me to 50 subscribers, you know what I'm saying? So I can start being a little bit more, I can start getting access to the tools that I could use on YouTube, like going live, and making polls and making comments and posts on YouTube. And for now, just follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, and yeah, I'm gonna keep you I'm definitely gonna start posting more videos throughout the week, especially this week. We got a lot of fundamentals coming out, so I'll keep you guys up to date if I get in on any trades. And I do got a special announcement. I might announce it on Friday. I think I'm gonna announce it on Friday, being that we're gonna be entering a new month. So I got an announcement for you guys. So stay tuned for that, and let's have a great trading week, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Go bump that Zenso. You hear me? Why ain't for me about them on your waist now?